Michigan Central, everybody. I'm Josh Cyberman, CEO of Michigan Central, and it is amazing to see you all here. I know in addition to the Model E and integrated services teams, we have a bunch of special guests. Mayor Duggan, it's always a pleasure to have you here with us. Greg Wood and the Ford Pro team, I think we have you all in the house. We have students from the Frederick Douglass Academy here who are doing work in the building also and touring around. You guys will find that every day at Michigan Central, there's all kinds of things happening. And introducing now the teams from Ford and the teams on the cutting edge of the work that you all are doing is just another amazing milestone for Michigan Central, for Ford, for Detroit. It's really an incredible day for all of us. So welcome. We couldn't be more excited to have all of you here. Thank you to the Ford Land team for delivering that amazing space on 8-9, and soon to come, the Ford Collaborative Hub. For all of you that are now new to Michigan Central, not just welcome, but we really want you to be a part of the ecosystem and all the things happening here. And so you'll find on any given day, whether it's the activities happening across the street at New Lab at Michigan Central, we're up to 119 companies there this week. Our growth rate continues like crazy. These are all folks I hope you get to know. I hope they get to know you. Every day there's different kinds of events happening and things going on here in this building, over at New Lab. Please come be a part of all of it. We want them to help your work. You can help them. And together, the magic that's already happening at Michigan Central will continue. So thank all of you for being here on day one. Also, thank you, Yellow Light, for their donuts, which will be here every day, starting in a few weeks. Dangerous for many of us. And couldn't be more excited to turn things over to Maran Jaya of Model E and Peter Stern of Integrated Services. And we're really grateful for their leadership in wanting to be part of Michigan Central and seeing what is possible here, and looking forward to working, collaborating with all of you. So welcome, thank you, and let me turn over to Maran and Peter.
Thanks, Josh. Good morning, everyone. I guess I first want to just acknowledge how many people were a part of making this happen. Obviously, the Michigan Central team, but also all of the workers who helped build this new home for us, and people who were great partners all along the way. Shout out to Mayor Duggan for everything he did to partner with Bill and the Ford team to make this day possible. So just a quick Ford welcome and thanks to those people, please. Thanks. Now, as many of you know, the industry is changing dramatically and moving fast, and we need to move fast with it, and we need to attract and retain great talent in order to do that. And so this move really, in some respects, is a reflection of our need to attract and retain great workers and give them a place to work that's really special. If you go back to when we first launched Model E, we were on the hunt for a space that we thought would help reinforce the culture we were trying to create. We wanted to be flat, we wanted to be fast, we wanted to really collaborate intensely. And so we selected the factory at Corktown. We really wanted to be in a place where we were part of the mission of revitalizing Detroit, but also it was a space that was conducive to what we were trying to do. Big open space, kind of open seating, people collaborating very quickly and very easily. That has helped shape who we are as a team and how we work. And then we had this incredible honor, this privilege to come into this new space at Michigan Central Station and get a space that was designed around how we wanted to work. And that's really what we now have on the 9th floor for Model E. And I couldn't be more honored on behalf of the team to just humbly thank everyone for creating that opportunity for us to continue to build the business and the culture we're trying to build. We need to attract and retain that talent as much as ever. The task is harder than it's ever been to think about how do we win as a company, how do we as an industry make this transition to electric vehicles, and how do we as part of that, and it's a great metaphor for what we're trying to do with the company and with the city, is this new space and this new part of the journey, the next chapter, if you will. So thank you all for being here. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Peter Stern for a couple comments.
Thank you, Mar, and we are so excited to be here on behalf of Integrated Services and my many colleagues at Ford. This is such a special day. Let me tell you a little bit about what makes me so excited about being here. Before I came to Ford, I spent 7 years working in Silicon Valley. And the thing that made Silicon Valley magic was that it brought people together from startups and established tech companies and basically mashed together all their best ideas to result in a culture of continuous innovation. That was Bill Ford's vision for Michigan Central. It's for us to bring together the best people across Ford and a broader ecosystem to create amazing transformative ideas around mobility. And to be able to do that in Detroit and be part of the Detroit Renaissance is just such a special privilege. When we think about the type of people who are coming together here, it's really exciting. You've got, of course, Model E represented by Marin and this team. You've got Ford Pro. You've got Integrated Services. They add up to 3 of the critical contributors to the Ford Plus plan. We're going to be, by the end of the year, opening up the Ford collaboration space on the 8th floor. So we'll be able to bring in talent from across Ford Motor Company. But that's not all. We also can look across the street to the Book. We've got over 100 startups in the mobility space there to work with us to generate the next big ideas around mobility. And this is all part of us also being part of the community. In fact, we announced today that the Integrated Services team is going to be working with an organization called Accelerate for Kids, which focuses on K through 12 students from underserved communities who want to find ways to be able to learn about technology and prepare for a future in a world where that's going to be so critical to their success. So we also have this unique opportunity to be part of the community and invest in the next generation of talent that will fuel Ford and other amazing companies and innovations that are coming to Detroit because of what's happening here. So with no further ado, I would like to welcome Mayor Mike Duggan to the stage to say some remarks as well. And again, welcome everyone.
Well, welcome. I'm interested to know about you. How many of you were already working at the factory or in Detroit before today? All right. How many of you are working in Detroit for the first time? All right. How many of you live in Detroit? All right. This is absolutely terrific, and you are a part of history. I was born here. I grew up in the auto industry, and most of you probably know this. We're just a few blocks from the garage on Bagley where Henry Ford pushed the quadricycle out into the streets in Detroit that night in the 1890s. And then they eventually moved over to a little place on Paquette where they hand-assembled the Model Ts, did a little bit of assembly on Beaufay. But in the early 1900s, the Model T plant went to Highland Park. And then, of course, the Rouge plant went to Dearborn. And while Ford has been an enormous presence here, the fact is there haven't been a really big Ford employee presence. Now, Henry Ford II drove the building of the Renaissance Center. Bill Ford and his father brought Ford Field and the Lions back to Detroit. Jim Farley and Bill have been great in supporting us with your supplier plants like Flexingate and Magna. Of course, there's been great charity. But as far as a really visible Ford employee presence, I was glad to see when you came down the street to the factory, but what this means to the city, to have this kind of Ford presence is enormous. And the way your company did it, coming in with respect to the neighborhood, helping support the Southwest Greenway that connects to the riverfront. We're building, with Ford's help, 600 new affordable housing units in the neighborhood. We're making sure the people who were here before don't get pushed out. We want to welcome you here and be part of the community. And I don't know when I've seen a group be more respectful of the city that was here than Ford Motor Company and the way they have embraced the community. You've been terrific. So I just wanted to come. I just saw your office space. It's terrific. Do you guys like it here? Okay, absolutely beautiful. Glad to have you back in the city of Detroit, and I just wanted to say congratulations.
Before everyone heads out, we want to take a second and commemorate this moment. So if you could please come to the stage and just turn to the back. We're going to grab a good group photo of everyone. So please, even everyone in the very back, please come forward.
Should we stay off? That's fine. We'll stay right down here. Yeah, we're taking it right up there.
Squeezing in, guys. Squeezing in.